such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a good feeling growing inside. Oh, hello. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to start with your red spiky ball, one of my favorites. Lay it on the ground. Find your psoas right here inside the hip. And we'll start right now. So we're just going to be relaxing at first. That's the first part of lengthening tissue, relaxation. Taking deep breaths. If you don't feel anything, if you don't feel like a strong pressure or something like that, you should probably move around a little bit and search. Because it's not that gentle. It's kind of like, okay, there it is. And you can really feel it when you lift the heel towards the ceiling. And we're just doing that subtly, because this muscle is so strong that you're on. The psoas is so strong. So the last thing you want to do is kind of go to war with it. We're not fighting this muscle, we're working with it. So you're kind of getting in tune with the tissue, and then lifting as you inhale, and kind of pulse the glute, and then you can relax the leg again. So lift the heel, stretch the psoas, breathe, then relax. All right, minute other side. Ready, start. So I work with people a lot kind of doing this kind of stuff, kind of loosening tissue up. And I see a common thread in a lot of people is you can tell that they don't understand kind of how this process goes, which is finding the tight tissue, putting pressure onto it, and then once that tissue is released a little bit and it relaxes, you can tell it to stretch. So you want to find the point that's pulling on those bones and push on that tension while you're lengthening it. Because that tension is just saying, hey, I don't want you to go over there. Stop going over there. So you find pressure into that place and lengthen it again. Say, well, I think it should be able to go over there. And it should. So that's where your body will say one thing, you can kind of give it some pressure, and you can tell it another. All right, this is a fun one. Sit on your butt. I'll start on the back of my mat. I'm just gonna sit here with straight legs. This is a good hip little exercise. Then we're gonna be walking forward with the hips. So, ready, start. Walking forward. I call this the hip scoot. You're scooting down the road. Now we're going to go backwards. Back, scoot. This is kind of like when the little kid forgets to wipe his butt. Just uses the carpet. Just scoot along. I guess puppies do that. I don't have a dog, so I wouldn't know, but I hear. So we're going to go up a few times, making sure these hips work evenly. And then we're going to tell them to go the other direction. It's a good little core workout too. You can definitely feel your obliques and your abs firing off, working with your inside hips. All right, good. Next is happy baby. Laying on your back, grabbing your feet from the outside. A lot of people grab from the inside. Grab your foot from the outside. Your knees go outside your elbows, not inside, outside. All right, 1 minute, ready, start. So, keeping the shins vertical, keeping your bottom of your feet facing the ceiling, and then you're going to be pulling your shins or knees down towards the ground. You're just going to kind of pull a little bit, give some tension. I feel a good stretch right here in my inner thighs. So you can also, notice what I'm doing. You can pull kind of towards your face a little bit, or you can pull the hips down towards the ground, which just changes the angle of the hips a little bit. It stretches you differently. So one's pulling more this way, which rounds the low back, and the other one is low back on the ground, and you're pulling down. So one engages the spine, one's more hips. You're really just pulling that down. Taking deep breaths. All right, happy baby. Okay, Superman, I love this move. Grab your ball, grab your other ball. If you don't have this one, grab another ball. So, we're gonna put the ball in between your legs. As she said. Put the other ball in your hands. That's what she said. And then, 1 minute start, up. Relax your forehead to the ground or the mat. Up, lifting everything in the air, chin included. Then down, everything's relaxing. Breathe, lift, and relax. Take a breath. Lift. You can reach. Come back down. You really want to make sure every time you go down, you really actually relax. Shut off all the muscles, then activate all the muscles. Then relax. So you're teaching these muscles, right, to engage completely and to relax completely. It's not this, semi-contracted. It's this on and off. All right. Next, trigger point in the TFL. So, how would I do this? I'd probably grab one of these three. This one probably hurts the most. Who knows? Pick your poison, right? Everyone's got your own body you got to deal with. I'm going to choose the green ball. And I'm going to go on the TFL. The TFL, if you knock on your hip, the part that's a solid bone right there, right above that bone, that's where your TFL is. Right, the part you can knock on, right above it. So not the high hip, the part where the hip socket, right above that. Okay, so we're gonna lay right on the side of that muscle. Start the timer for a minute. Oh man, this is fun. There's, some education on the TFL, the tensor fascia lata. So I'm lengthening this muscle right now by being upright. So it's in a stretch position. So the TFL is a muscle engaged in the hip or you run and stuff like that. So now when you bend your knee and straighten your leg, oh my gosh, ouchie poo. Woo! So, if this is too much, gentle. Oh, right? It's not as stretched, it's not as lengthened. See, notice I'm gonna kind of turn my hips a little bit because I'm gonna be massaging this ball on that muscle. And again, after it loosens up a little bit, I'm just relaxing, then I can bend my knee and extend my leg, stuff like that. All right, I'm gonna change balls just because I can. For a minute, ready, start. Oh, whoa, yeah. So this is a good one too. This one is not so intense, it's not so specific. Gives you a little bit of alleviation. Woo! Still really good though. Make sure you're breathing deep. A lot of times people are in pain, they hold their breath. If you notice my shoulder, a lot of people look like this when they're relaxing on their arm, like this. You want to be engaged here. Because this is shoulder impingement. This is an activation, it's safe. So you want to be kind of protecting your shoulder as you're on it. You don't want to be kind of a lazy joint. Keep your muscles tight. They are working after all. Rotating a little bit, kind of grinding into that muscle tissue. Again, you can bend your knee and straighten your leg. All right, next is a good one. Grab your band, your ankle band, one of them, probably like the medium medium resistance. We'll put these around the feet. And so for 1 minute, I'm going to be taking this right foot and I'm going to be pulling this externally and then internal. Okay? So for 1 minute, you're doing external rotation in the hip and then internal. And external rotation. So this movement's coming from my hip. Even though my foot is the thing spinning and rotating, don't think of this as your ankle or knee that's moving this foot. This is coming from a rotation of the hip. So it's hip rotation. My left hip was messed up the other day, and I did this exercise and it fixed it. So I really like this little move. It's just such a simple little external rotation in the hip. Really turns on those muscles on the outside. You know, a lot of sciatic pain and SI joint pain people have in their low back and hips. This just gets a bunch of blood flow to that joint. I forgot to mention, notice how I'm leaning back. See, notice this joint angle here. If I'm forward, this joint angle's closed. So I want to open that joint angle as I do the workout. Okay? So 1 minute, other side, ready, start. External rotation. Wow, what a difference. So much stronger. External rotation. Internal for the stretch. External rotation. Internal for stretch. It's a slow move too. Super slow. Very rotational. Again, coming from the hip. See, this is my left side, and I feel this working already. I feel all this disruption right here. All these muscles trying to be like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? So that's why I'm leaning back to say lengthen. Those muscles are trying to grab and protect and hold my hip. But you want to keep those long and elongated, not short and pulling you out of place. And this will elongate those muscles and keep them strong, which is kind of the intention. Long and strong. Okay. Oh, geez. You ready for this one? Cartwheels. Alternating cartwheels. Oh, man. Give me some space. I need to move. All right. So, the cartwheel, the good old cartwheel. Let me teach you a cartwheel real quick. If you're doing right hand forward, you do, left hand forward, you go left foot. So left foot, left hand. If you're doing right foot and right hand, it's right foot, right hand. So, 1 minute, ready, start. Left side cartwheel, right side. Left side. Right side. Again, slow motion if you're not good at this. Go low to the ground. You know, go low to the ground. Cartwheels are tricky if you haven't done these in a while. But remember how many of these you could do as a kid and not think twice? If you said no, I don't know how to help you. If you didn't do cartwheels as a kid, you might have been a reader. Oh, my mom always said, readers are leaders. My response is readers are geeks. Oh, now I'm 37 and I want to read all the time. What happened to me? Okay, next, grab your ankle band. Put it around your knees. Another tasty one for your outside hips. You can thank me after your butt gets nicer. Everyone wants to grab it. Okay, band clamshells. Laying on your side, like a model. Hand in front of you. How about this? Don't open up. Stay closed. And then in your closed angle, you can open your knees. So, ready, start. Open the knees. Remember, no leaning back, no opening. I don't want to see the hips open. You lean forward, keep your upper, people are funny, they keep the upper body forward and their whole back is twisting. So you keep your hips forward too, and lift up, tap. Lift up, and tap. Oh. Working the outside hips, band clamshells. It's a tasty one. Woo! Nice. Again, when you lean forward like this, it puts you at a disadvantage. It keeps your muscles firing in their weakest place. They're really strong here. There's bigger muscles and more things to play with. So to keep it here and lift, it's keeping you at your, it's making it more challenging. Oh. Oh, gosh. One kills me. Okay, other side. 1 minute. Ready, start. What do you think? I'm tired. Should I start cheating? Oh, just because you're tired doesn't mean you cheat. Still do perfect work. And you get perfect results. Woo! Man, the second side when you do this, it burns even worse because your other side's already worked. So it's like double work. Oh my gosh. Make sure you breathe deep. I can already feel myself kind of stopping breathing as much because I'm worried about the reps. Worry about the breathing. Make sure you're kegeling. Oof. I understand it's hard to kegel when your legs are spread. Oh, that's kind of the point. Oh my goodness. Burn, baby, burn. Just picture that. Picture that nice, round, high butt. Keep burning it out. Woo! Hot mama! Oh! I'm on fire. Get the fire extinguisher. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay, next, grab your big bands, your pull-up assists. I got 2 bands with me. I got a lighter one and the medium one. I don't feel like getting too crazy today, so I didn't get the heavy one. Okay, I'm gonna start light. We're gonna step on it with 1 foot. Start it, and we're gonna do shoulder press, reaching that over your head, okay? So, for 1 minute. Ready, start. Reaching, notice my bicep's right next to my ears, yeah? Go down, my hand's below my chin, and then I reach up. Notice my hand to my head. A lot of people, when they raise their arm over their head, looks like this. See how close your bicep is? Like, that's the idea of lifting your arm up. That's what you want to maintain. And you're not bringing your ear to your arm either, right? You're standing upright. So, it's been 30 seconds and I've warmed up my shoulder. Now I'm going to grab the bigger boy, yeah, and get more of a workout. Because I want to build some strength and a little more size on my shoulders. But see, notice I didn't start with this weight. I did the first reps with that weight. And then, woo! That's my favorite way to work out. You get the muscle tissue hot and warmed up, and then you load the crap out of it. Break it down. That's how you get results. So, nice and pretty. Hey, good morning, shoulders. Hi, I'm so tight. I just want to loosen you up. I just want to stretch you and make you feel nice because I love you so much. But then you'd stay this strong the rest of your life, which I hope I will get a little stronger than this band. So in which case I want a challenge now. Well, give me a challenge. Either go faster for the challenge. That'll burn you out good too. Or get your heavier band and try pressing that down with a reach. Man, this is heavy stuff. All right, let's band hand shoulder press. Woo! It's getting hot in here. Okay, power clap. Oh, I'm already doing it. Okay, power clap looks like this. You start small, especially if you have bad shoulders. You always start really small. Power clap is these little reverse circles. I don't care if you start like this, you know, but eventually you're gonna get big power clap. All right, 1 minute. Start small. I want to hear the clap. It's not a golfing tournament. Hear the clap. And then as you feel safe, let your arms swing, right? Swing, swing. You're not keeping it tight. You're letting it like a pendulum. And then once you get safe and feel fine, you can increase that range of motion to these bigger circles. So, and notice what direction I'm going. Always back. A lot of people go, oh, my shoulder's kind of bugging. I'm like, well, stop doing this first off. Do backwards. Because shoulder forward is impingement and rounded and everything else bad I can talk about. Backwards is usually very therapeutic and healing. So kind of get used to the backwards stuff with the arms, not forward. Okay. 1 minute power clap. SI joint. This is a sweet sequence. Your SI joint is right here. It's right in these two little bones, right? These little bumps. That's your SI joint. A lot of people wake up with pain there. A lot of people have uneven hips, which impinges that joint. So this is a sequence that I'm going to take you through. That's going to be an SI joint repair. So, first things first, laying on your back, hugging your knee, and reaching your other leg straight for 1 minute. Ready to start? So, hugging, you bring your other knee up, hug it, and reach your heel. Hold that for a second or two. You want to try to get the back of your knee to the ground. That's how straight you're trying to get that down leg. Then you pull it up, switch, reach that leg as long and straight as you can. Come back up, alternate. Really hug that knee tight. People are so funny about this. Hug your knee. Okay. Like, hug your knee. Bring the knee up. Really drive that knee into your chest. This is such a good lower back. Okay, next. Knees bent, feet together, and we're going to do alternating knee rotations. So, I usually put my hands behind my head personally. You can put your hands wherever you want. And the protocol is keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. So both shoulder blades stay on the ground, and then you rotate your knees over, pause, stretch the obliques and the core, then you rotate over the other side and stretch these obliques and iliacus. So you're just rotating slowly, keeping your feet on the ground. Make sure you're breathing. This is another really good one for your low back. It's such a simple one. It's something you could do when you wake up in the morning in bed. Okay, next, pigeon toe your feet, hip extensions. 1 minute, ready, start. Hip extension. Watch my feet. You see this all the time in people. You see toes lift up in the air. You see big toes lift up in the air, right? All these compensations. So what you're trying to do is your big toe, little toe, and your heel are all pressing into the ground evenly and lifting your hips. Down, lift your hips with all three, the tripod. Down, keep the butt squeeze, hold the butt squeeze. Feel a nice blood flow getting into glutes and the hips. Should be getting warmed up. All right, you're going your knees now. Big toes together. This is child's pose, classic yoga move. Knees apart, big toes touching. You're trying to sit your butt to your heels and reach your arms forward. So we're going to be in this position, and then from here, we're going to rock into cobra, side and side. Then you go back to child's pose. So, 1 minute, ready, start. Child's pose. Again, big toes touching, knees apart, and you want to try to get your belly button to the ground and reach your arms out as far in front of you as you can. Relax your neck. And once this relaxes a little bit, then you shift forward into cobra. I'm not a big fan of cobra, so I rotate and stay on my left side. And then I go to my right side. Come back to child's pose. Try to get your butt to your heels and reach. Cobra. With rotation. All right, and last but not least is bird dog. So bird dog, you're going to be on your hands and knees, and we're going to go up with your left hand and your right leg, tap your elbow and knee together, and then extend again. Okay? So we're going to go 30-30, 30 seconds on this side, keeping this elbow locked, tap the elbow to knee, reach the body, tap. You want even distribution between your hands and your knee. If you feel a bunch of weight on your knee, you need to shift into your hands. If you feel a bunch of weight in your hands, you probably need to shift back to your knee. So you want that even distribution from your leg to your arm. All right, switch. Elbow, thumb up, tuck to reach, tuck to reach. Really, when you reach, try to get as tall and long as you can, and then curl and tap. Long reach, tap. Woo! Hey, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you feel healthier and happier. I'll see you again next time.